Hi, welcome to Infusion, the podcast. I'm comedian Chris Patrick, a.k.a. Superplant Powerman, and I'm here with my co-host, and another Rach.
Hey, guys.
And today we got a great show for you. You know those great fruits and vegetables you buy at the farmer's market? We got two of the ladies who are behind the scenes who actually put the farmer's market together, one of the great farmer's markets in the Twin Cities. Today we're here with Keeya Allen, the manager of the Midtown Farmer's Market, and Molly Flemmy, the assistant manager of the Midtown Farmer's Market. Ladies, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the show, and welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
So one of the things about the Midtown Farmers Market, and one of the things that we thought that was just incredible, that you guys did not shut down during COVID. So you guys were actually, they're talking about the heroes being in the hospitals and all that, but you guys were actually the heroes making sure people got their fresh produce and all that, and you didn't shut down during the farmers market. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, actually, we're out of the Corcoran neighborhood. We both work for the Corcoran Neighborhood Organization as the community program director and the community program specialist. And so during not only COVID, but then also during a time of unrest throughout the world, but in particularly our community, we had to be accessible for the people, right? And with a lot of things that happen around here, where there was like the burning of buildings and damage and things like that, and the civil unrest, and people were rightfully so upset, supporting our neighborhood and then being a presence so people could still have access, healthy options and things like that.
So just so our listeners, because we have listeners in Germany, China, and France, just so that they understand where you guys are located, so they get the graphics. Where exactly are you guys located?
We're located, currently we're at 3032. We're at Moon Palace Books in South Minneapolis. So we're at 3032 Minnehaha Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're right off the corner of basically Minnehaha Avenue and East Lake Street.
You guys actually moved this year.
Yes. So next year next year we'll be back at our home, which is on the corner of Hiawatha.
The old Brown, I think it's the old Brown Institute building.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so Hiawatha and East Lake Street. So we're basically, if you know anything about Minneapolis, Hiawatha is a major small highway, and then it's like a bridge, right? We're going back under the bridge to actually be in our neighborhood, which is the Corcoran neighborhood. Currently, we're in the Longfellow neighborhood technically, but we're sister cousins or whatever you call it.
Sure. So and the bridge is such a great example of people to understand that is where the unrest was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was so much burning and things happening at that time. The Target was on fire. The Cub was on fire. That whole thing was on fire.
And I think the Arby's was burnt down too.
Everything.
Arby's, the post office. That whole area, right there.
Arby's, AutoZone, the police precinct.
Savers was on fire.
Aldi's, hair supply stores, tobacco stores. Definitely some of the, I can't think of the whole buildings names, but buildings that have been there forever. Minnehaha Liquor that had been there, historic place. Buildings that had, people were partaking in and businesses in, and you're watching everything around you basically become rubble. Right. And for us, we were definitely praying and definitely grateful that Moon Palace Books went untouched. Right. And it was a beautiful pillar in the community. Right. So there essentially was nothing around us but rubble. Right. When the ashes when the dust settled. And so it was very important and pivotal for us to continue to have life, right? Not only a place for people to come to be, but also too the produce is live, right? They're able to get live food. They're getting great energy, and so many of our community members were grateful for us being there. They thanked us nonstop. One person even described it one time last year as being restorative. Exactly. And that was our purpose. Literally the day that things began to burn, we were out because we work in community. Sure, right? Yeah. So we were out there with the community, and we got out of there because at night we would all go home in the evening, and rest for the next day to get back out there. And about an hour after we got home, we turned on the news and there was flames. Yeah. Yeah. So. Just to restore the life in, just to see what's going on now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Target's rebuilding. There's new life. Target's open,
Yep.
Cub's open. Target even had a chance because that's one of the oldest and most popular Targets and Cub in the state. But they had a chance to reface some things
Yep.
and switch some stuff around. You had like an old layout.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's updated. They have a whole wing that's catered to like online pickup and that kind of thing. And so it's beautiful that
It's gorgeous.
reinvested into our community.
So it's been a year since. How do you think that it's actually moving in the right direction as far as rebuilding the community and the community coming back together?
I believe so. Molly, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's still obviously lots that haven't been rebuilt yet, and there are quite a few things that haven't come back, but it is really cool to see as well how people are using those kind of empty spaces. There's been pop-up art shows that have been happening in the lot that used to be the liquor store, and there are community gardens I know that are going up all over. So I think it's, there stuff hasn't fully come back in a lot of places, but what has come back has been really amazing kind of mutual aid and community projects that are just community run, which has been really cool to see.
And so hopefully it's just, the desires that it will continue.
Right.
The momentum will continue to build, rise. The healing will continue to happen. And it will it will continue to benefit the people that actually live in the community and are from here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a few years in the rebuilding, but from what we've seen and going down there and being down there, it's really, really coming together, and it's really nice to see. Unfortunately, we had this uprising. I don't like to call it rioting, but uprising. And sad that it happened, but it was a good thing that it did happen because, people are talking about injustice and stuff like that. And this injustice was definitely wrong,
Sad.
Absolutely.
Sad, but such a different change. Such a different change from the history.
Right. It definitely is different. We're dealing with new generations and people that are, a couple generations removed from some of the previous things of the 60s and even before that or whatever. It definitely was, the time for change is definitely necessary. It is not it is completely unfortunate that it was at the death of a community member,
right?
And it was told that he was not a martyr or necessary or anything. That was complete murder on that part, and change can happen without death.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring some light into the farmers market, and talk about. Chris was a farmer. Well, not a farmer. Not necessarily a farmer, but
I wasn't a farmer.
not a farmer.
Well, one of the things about the Midtown Farmers Market that's very special to me is that when I decided to start my business, Nature's Ice, I remember I was going to work and I was working for the casino at the time, and I was on the light rail, and I'd go over there, and the light rail would pass right by it, and I'd look down there, and I said, one day I'm going to be down there. And every time I would look down there, I said, I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be down there. So I ended up getting a better job from the casino, and this is around when me and Rachel started dating, and then all of a sudden I ended up getting a better job, and I told Rachel, I said, this is the time, I got the money, I'm going to do it, and I did it. And then I remember I'd be at the farmer's market vending my Nature's Ice snow cones, and I looked up and I saw that train, and I said, I remember I was on that train looking. So it's always been special to me, and that's why we went down there last week, and you guys had moved and stuff like that, and the change that's going on, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see investments into the community.
So not just farmers are in there, but who else do you allow to come in, and how do we allow this to happen?
Come on, Molly.
My time to shine.
Molly's like, I'm trying to say something. Okay, go ahead, Molly. Go ahead.
No, I'm so excited. So I'm get to deal with a lot of the vendors and handle their applications, and it's definitely something that all three of us, Keeya, our executive director Alicia, and I, we really work on kind of creating a space that's not just farmers, because I think the farmers are so important. Obviously, they're the backbone.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's wonderful to get to buy, organic carrots in the middle of a city. But one of the things that we love to do is create a space for artists, for nonprofits, for people who are selling other types of food products as well. You know, I think there's a lot of farmers markets out there who, you know, based on their bylaws, how they were founded, are really going hard on all organic, all, you know, food, all something else. And I think for us, and something that especially when Keeya and I came on, we were like, that is, you know, can be so limiting to who you can have there. And so we really, really try to like push not just farmers, because we love our farmers, we really do, but make sure that there's just a big variety, because, you know, there's something for everybody and everybody can participate is something that's really important to us and has been since the market was founded in 2003.
Well, that's interesting too, because like when I was down there, we brought our kids with us, and I remember one time our youngest son was like, he couldn't come with us because we had two of the other kids, and we're like, we're not bringing y'all down there because they run around, you know, trying to run a business and
Enjoying all the other vendors down there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they definitely took advantage, because our youngest kid was like, he's like, well, you're not going down with us today. We're taking the other two. And he's like, well, can you bring me back a mango latte?
Yeah, the mango lattes are one of the top best things that sell there.
Yeah, we have a lot of vendors that bring their kids, actually.
Yeah. The Midtown Farmers Market is definitely, we are an inclusive market. And that's one thing that we pride ourselves on. Like there's something for everybody there.
Yes.
Like we are all like one big family, and it's truly like a thing. And the kids are like the highlight. They come and it's like a kid fashion show every week. So definitely, yeah.
And that was one of the things with me selling my product. A lot of people came up and said, you know, I love snow cones, but, you know, the high fructose corn syrup and stuff like that, you know, and I love that it's all natural and stuff like that. I said, yeah, I just came up with this product. And unfortunately, the last couple of years, you know, with COVID and stuff like that, I couldn't do it. But definitely want to definitely get back into it and doing fairs and stuff like that and growing.
I have to have you visit. You can come
hit
visit
us up when you don't have
Yeah, we come visit every week.
No, you don't have to be there for a season. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You don't have to be there for a season or commit to all these days. We have some people that are out there 3 times a year, and that's it. You know, but we have to have you out there. We got some big stuff that we're planning. So if it works for you, we'd love to have you.
Oh yeah.
He's moving into something else to incorporate both of them would be very special. So
Work slowly working at it. Probably take the winter to work at it, but that's the thing with the winter, and that's the thing. Because in Minnesota, you know, we're a seasonal state, so you only got so many days of nice days like this, especially like today. But one of the things that when summertime comes is like, let's go hit the farmers market, you know, get the fresh produce, the fresh vegetables and stuff like that, you know. I mean, it can't be, and it's cheaper than going to Cub, you know.
Yeah,
It really is.
And we even have meat.
Yep.
We have what we call Meat Alley, where we have lamb vendors and beef vendors. And,
I was seeing
chicken,
that.
pork, you know, all that different stuff. And it's amazing when you actually know where your food is coming
Exactly.
from.
And not only that,
It
but you're
just feels
supporting your local farmers in your own state.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, you were saying, do you want to elaborate on any of those special things that are coming, or
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
We'd love to.
All right.
We'd love to collaborate. We have, like I said, Smiley and I and our executive director, Alicia. And so we are a 3-woman team, and and we have our staff. Shout out to Julia, who is our intern, and we have Tobias, who's our operations assistant. So we have great supporters. On August 7th, we have been chosen by what is it? Is
The Minnesota Farmers Market Association.
There we go. Come on now, official wording. So the actual, we have been chosen by the state they highlight a farmers market each year. The governor will actually be out there with us on August 7th. And so we would love for our community to come out and support us and be a presence.
And that's a great big honor. That's
how diverse our market is. And then we also have, I wanted to mention to you, we have what is called our Try It Remix program. We had a Try It program that would allow businesses to basically try out being at a farmer's market, get like business tips and all these different things.
Oh, very nice.
And so we put a remix on it where we are kind of focused on youth, but we are, you know, if people want tips, like we do social media training and showing people how to take e-payments, or, you know, something as simple as sometimes your business just needs a printer so you can print adequate signage, you know, and things like that. And so through our Try It Remix program, it allows for even people who are just getting out there in business and don't realize, like, you can sell at a farmer's market.
Sure.
Come out and try it with us we can see how it goes. Do you want to be a regular? Do you want to set some specific dates? So if anybody is interested that is listening, or you have your children, it caters, like I said, we have a youth focus. So anybody 30 and under, they can be, as long as they're young, they could be super young, like say 7, but as long as they're supervised, they could be a part of that. And if you are interested in that, you can always email us at manager@midtownfarmersmarket.org.
That's another thing too. Your booth space, for people who want to start businesses or come out to the farmers market, the booth space is very, very reasonable.
It's very generous.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, very, very generous.
Yeah.
So they go on a way of getting you out there, getting you trying it, getting you out there. So it's not, you don't got to spend a lot of money, for booth space and all that.
No, and if you're in business and you're vending, I've been a vendor at plenty of things and paid. I mean, gosh, if I tell you some stuff, you'd probably hang your head. But
I know.
Where you're like paying $150 to be at an event,
Yes.
right? Well, at our market on Tuesdays, it's $25. Per space, and then also on Saturdays it's $35. You're gonna make a profit. We're not here to rob you.
No,
You're gonna make a profit,
Right.
And we also accept for people who do like produce and food and things like that. We can't do it for hot food, but we're one of the top markets that accepts SNAP and EBT as well. We were one of the first farmers markets to accept that. This is our 18th year. This is Molly and I's second year actually leading it. But we've been around a long time, so a lot of our programming and support it has a solid foundation. The roots are there, definitely. So
what are other things, other future things you want to see with the farmers market?
we're preparing to go back home.
Yeah, no, it's so cool because the new space is actually like, I think a lot of times you see farmers markets in like parking lots, and like we're kind of in this like kind of weird lot in between a bike store and a bookstore. But actually this new place that we're going to, new to us, old, where we used to be place that we're going back to is a plaza that has been like designed for the farmers market. It's a market plaza that's going to kind of double as also like a civic space. I think there's going to be a kids play area in the middle of it. So
Artwork
it's
that
amazing.
has been commissioned by community and youth.
And when
things of that nature, yeah.
And that's for summer of 2022, or
Absolutely, yeah. The project got a little delayed, obviously due to
Right.
quarantine and COVID and all these things. And there's big, beautiful buildings that are being built. There's so many things, and then they had to like build it all back. So
Yes.
it's a lot happening. But the project is on schedule, back on schedule, and scheduled to be done in September of this year.
Okay.
But we're done in October, the last weekend in October.
Sure.
So it just makes sense for us to just start fresh next year.
Okay.
And hit the ground running. So we're super, super excited. Yes, absolutely.
And one of the things with COVID last year, like we said, a lot of farmers markets, but we heard that there were other people looking at your guys' farmer market going, what are you guys doing different to keep you guys open that we're not doing?
Yeah, well, for us, number one, we accept SNAP and EBT, right? And we're in the middle of a community that actually needs us. Not saying that they're not needed in other areas, but it's a demand,
Sure.
in our neighborhood, and also too, being that we are, led with, by 2 Black women and another woman, and me, who's not Black, Molly. And so it gives a different perspective around diversity and inclusion, making people feel warm. It isn't about the vibe that you create for them. Yep. And so when they come, they feel like $1 million. When they pull out their EBT cards, it's like a Black American Express. We're cheering for the kids, and we're supporting them. People who may be ostracized in other areas, when they come to our market, they feel safe and they feel supported. And so for us, it's really about building relationships. Literally this year, when it's like year 2, year 1, we didn't know what to expect. So year 2, as our regulars or our weekly guests are coming back, like we're like cheering out the booth, like, oh my God, the kids come, let me see your nails, let me see your outfit. It's like all these things. And even like now we have a relationship with the East Lake Street Library. And then also we have another vendor, Sarah. What's Sarah's last name? Warren. They actually give away free books, so as kids are coming, even if they can't afford, you can pick a book. And these books are literally, the library has such an amazing selection of like diverse book the characters look like them, the language options, and buttons for them, and kits for them, the science kits and art kits. And so when they come to our market, they walk away feeling like it was worth it.
Yeah.
So
I would say too that like something that was really important to us was making sure that we had a procedure in place so that we didn't close down, because I think by the time that things started shutting down, farmers have already planted things, people have already started planning for their year.
Yeah.
And also we know like how big of an impact like what you eat and healthy eating has on your health. And so it was so important to us to have these really strict COVID procedures in place so that we never had to close. And we never did. There was never a reported case of COVID amongst our vendors or staff. And we were super proud of that. Like we had a one-way flow of traffic. Everyone had to wash their hands. Everyone had to wear masks. And some people were pretty upset about how many rules they had to follow, but I think we were very happy with what we put together.
Yeah. And the great thing is that we didn't get sick amongst staff, and we all have our lives in different situations as well. And we actually were declared public health heroes by the city of Minneapolis this year. Come on, yeah. And so
You've been waiting for that one.
and so even with this year, we still have COVID guidelines in place, and some people
I seen that
are not happy
this
about
weekend.
it.
We did see that
seen
last
that
weekend.
this weekend.
Yeah.
We're just doing what has worked for us. Our last hour of operation on each market day on Tuesday and Saturdays, we are offering a mask optional hour. We review it every week to see what are we going to do. I mean, we're tired of wearing the mask too. We hot with the mask too, but it keeps it's not about us as individuals.
Right.
It's about our community. We have a huge vulnerable population
about protecting the community,
and people with special needs, and children under 12. So
And it's
Well,
important.
I
and
don't
it's
think
important.
it's wrong, because I was a healthcare worker. I still am a healthcare worker, and we don't know what is still
I know
happening.
what's going on, man. We winging it.
Yeah, she rubs me down with handy wipes before I even hop into bed. So.
Absolutely.
I'm kidding.
But even when people visit, like we give last year, we gave away thousands of masks. This year, we're still giving away masks. So even when people come, we're not making you go back home. It's like, hey, you need a mask, we got one. You can get a disposable one. We even give away reusable ones, right? And so for people they have options. They just keep it on for 10 minutes or 20, right? And do your thing. We're here to support you, but help us keep our neighborhood safe, because
Those reusable masks.
yeah.
I was
really
trying to
rely on
con
us.
my son into getting his, because those are nice.
Don't trip before you go. I got a little pack.
She'll definitely take advantage of it. But the main thing is I want to say is that it's very, very important, especially when I see kids, especially my own kids, is getting fresh produce in them, fresh produce, fruits and vegetables, and how important it is, and how many vitamins and minerals are in this fresh, carrots and cucumbers and lettuce and all that. These fresh fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's very, very important, especially now, kids, because kids sit around on their cell phones all day, and they're malnourished. Yeah, they're malnourished. So yeah, getting this stuff and getting it at a decent price too, where it's not breaking the bank. And like I said, they do accept EBT and special things, so you can get this stuff. So there's no excuses, And definitely support your farmers markets.
Yeah,
you definitely got to support. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say, when you said SNAP and EBT, reminding people we have a program there's a program that's called Market Bucks, and it matches up to your first $10 that you spend with your EBT card. It doesn't match with the PEBT, but of course we still accept all EBT and SNAP programming. So.
And you can also buy. I remember when I was this guy came in, he ordered a snow cone. I sold him a snow cone. He gave me this like wood chip. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. We don't do the cash tokens anymore. That's something that Keeya and I have been focusing since we came on. We have been running workshops to teach people how to accept their own credit cards, because we're just like, do you really want us to pay you a check every month, or like would you like to just get your own money?
Yeah.
See it right now. Like when you leave the market, the money's in your account. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys keep doing the great work you're doing. You're doing fantastic work, and the fact that you are that you're rising above all the rubble and all the things that have gone on, and we're rising above in a positive light. And it's so interesting to see how community has come together with all this negative and actually turned this negative into a positive. And with the farmers market, like I said, it's you definitely want to try to get more fruits and vegetables on the plates in front of your kids before, at dinner time, at lunchtime, and making sure they are getting fresh fruits and vegetables, because there's lots of minerals and vitamins in this stuff that they really, really do need,
Absolutely. Fresh food is the best. And yeah, it's about just building each other and community.
Yeah, and
Making sure we're all healthy.
definitely community. So if they want to know more about the farmers market, you got websites and stuff they can do. And if you want to be a vendor at the farmers market, and like they said, they got programs here, starting your own business and help you out starting your own business and getting you going on the right track to be successful. Is there a website or something they can check out?
Absolutely. Molly, you want to rattle those off?
Yes, the website is midtownfarmersmarket.org. And if you want to be a vendor, you can click the vendor tab. It's got my email on there, and you can email me about that. And then we also are very active on Facebook and Instagram. So that is where you can get the most up-to-date information on those two sites.
Okay. Midtown Farmers, that's midtownfarmersmarket.org. And you can email Molly Fleming at how can they email you?
Molly at corcoranneighborhood.org. It's the world's longest email.
Or what they can do, if it makes it easier, they can just email manager at midtownfarmersmarket.org. And we both get it.
Okay.
We check it every day. Molly checks it every day as well.
And being one who was out there, if you're starting a new business and you're worried about starting a new business and you're scared, you're going to get scared. But if you want to go forward, definitely check these out. And like we said, the booth spaces are not that much. It's not going to break your bank and all. It's not going to break your pocketbook. But if you definitely want to get started, definitely in the right direction, this is definitely the place to go. So I definitely check this out. Check them out, email them, and definitely look at this stuff, because this is the stuff that's going to help you. Anything else you want to say, Rach?
History is born on lives of hate. We are trying to build lines of love. You guys be your best advocate. And until next week, we're signing out.
All right. Thanks a lot, ladies. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
And remember, support your local farmers markets.
Absolutely. Support your farmers markets.